The moment she said it, I felt something inside me crack, like a window pane hit by a slow, deliberate hammer. "If you don't like me going to the club with my ex, maybe we should take a break," Lisa said, her voice calm, her eyes sharp. There was no tremble in her tone, no hesitation. She stood by the sink, wiping her hands on a dish towel, as if the words weren't explosives dropped into our marriage. I stared at her, unable to speak at first. "A break," I finally said, the words scraping against my throat. "You want a break because I'm not comfortable with you partying with your ex-boyfriend?" She sighed, rolling her eyes. "You're being dramatic, Tom. It's not that deep. We're just friends. You always blow things out of proportion." Friends. That word again. I'd heard it so many times that it had started to lose its meaning. Lisa's friend, her ex, was named Brian, a guy she dated for nearly 4 years before me. The kind of relationship that left ghosts. They'd broken up a year before we met, but from the start, something about him never sat right with me. Maybe it was how she still followed him on every platform, or how she'd mention him casually in stories about her college days. But I never imagined this. The argument replayed in my head all night. I lay awake beside her as she scrolled through her phone, her face dimly lit by the screen. She laughed quietly at something, probably a message, and turned her back to me. That was the night I realized she wasn't mine anymore. The next day she left for work early. Her perfume lingered in the air, sweet and artificial, like everything that was starting to feel wrong between us. By noon I was sitting at my office desk, staring at my phone, debating whether to message her. I typed, "Can we talk about last night?" Then deleted it. I was tired of being the one to fix things. That evening she came home in a different outfit, tight jeans, heels, and a black top she used to wear when we were dating. "Going somewhere?" "Yes." She smiled faintly. "Just out with the girls." But her phone buzzed, and when she turned it slightly to the side, I caught a glimpse of the name on the screen. "Brian. Your girls have male names now," she said, standing up. Her expression hardened. "Don't start this again, Tom. Lisa, please. You're going out with your ex. Can't you see how disrespectful that is?" She crossed her arms. "You don't own me. I'm not doing anything wrong." It wasn't just what she said. It was how calm she was saying it. Like she'd rehearsed it. She left that night at 8:30. I sat in the living room, staring at the door long after it closed. Something inside me whispered, "She's not coming back the same." I tried distracting myself with a game, a movie, anything, but my mind kept circling back to her, to the way her eyes had gone cold when I questioned her. By 11 p.m. I couldn't take it anymore. I opened her Snapchat. She didn't post much there, but maybe, just maybe, I'd see something. And there it was. A blurry photo from someone else's story. Her silhouette, dancing, laughing. And Brian, unmistakably close behind her. His hands on her waist. Froze. My chest tightened as if someone had reached inside and squeezed. For a moment, I convinced myself I was imagining things. Maybe it wasn't her. Maybe it was the lighting. But then another clip, this time clear as day. Her laughing as Brian leaned in to whisper something. Her hand brushing his arm like it used to brush mine. I turned off my phone and sat there in silence, the room closing in around me. When she got home past 2 a.m., I pretended to be asleep. She reeked of alcohol and smoke and something else. Something unfamiliar. She slipped into bed beside me, her body warm, her breathing slow. I stared at the ceiling until morning, every inhale a battle to keep from breaking. Days passed like that. Cold greetings, fake smiles, forced conversations. Until one Saturday afternoon, she left her laptop open on the dining table. I wasn't snooping, at least not at first. I was just clearing space to set down the groceries. But then I saw it. Her messages flashing on the screen. From Brian. "Last night was amazing. Wish we could have stayed longer." From Lisa. "No. I didn't want it to end either. Tom's been acting weird though." From Brian. "He's jealous. Let him be. He doesn't get you like I do." From Lisa. "Maybe you're right. Maybe I just need a break from him to figure things out. The words blurred for a moment as my vision burned. I sank into the chair, reading them over and over until the ache turned into something colder. When she walked in minutes later carrying coffee, I didn't hide the screen. I wanted her to see it. Care to explain? Yes. My voice was low, steady. She froze, her mouth slightly open. You shouldn't be looking at my messages. That's your response, said. You cheat, and your first instinct is to defend your privacy? Her eyes flicked to the laptop. It's not what it looks like. Lisa, I said softly. It's exactly what it looks like. Silence. Then, with a defeated sigh, she sat down. I didn't plan for it to happen, Tom. Just did. We were just catching up, and things got confusing. Confusing, I said, my voice shaking. You were married, Lisa. You don't accidentally betray someone. You choose to. Tears welled in her eyes, but I couldn't tell if they were real or just another defense. I still care about you, she said. I just don't know what I want anymore. That was the moment I realized the truth. She wasn't sorry for hurting me, she was sorry for getting caught. That night I packed a small bag. Where are you going? She asked quietly from the doorway. To my brother's, I said. I need space. Tom, please. Don't make this bigger than it is. I laughed bitterly. You made it big the moment you climbed into another man's bed. Her lips parted, but she didn't deny it. I walked out, each step heavier than the last. Weeks passed. She texted a few times. Apologies, mixed signals, half-hearted pleas to talk. I ignored most of them. But one night, after a few drinks and too much silence, I answered. Her message said, "Can we meet? I just want to talk, I promise." I agreed. We met at a cafe downtown, the same one where we'd had our first date. She looked nervous, her hands trembling around her cup. I miss you, she said. I made a mistake. I was stupid. I thought I wanted freedom, but all I found was emptiness. I stared at her for a long moment. Are you still seeing him? She shook her head quickly. No, that's over. But the way her eyes darted away said otherwise. I believed you once, I said. I built my life around that belief. But now every time you speak, all I hear are cracks. Her eyes filled with tears. So that's it. After everything. I nodded slowly. Yeah, that's it. She reached across the table, but I pulled back. You said you wanted a break, Lisa, I said softly. You got one. And now you'll live with it. I filed for divorce 2 weeks later. She didn't fight it. Maybe she knew she'd lost something that couldn't be repaired. The house felt empty after she left, but in that emptiness there was peace. No more late-night fights. No more lies disguised as explanations. Just silence, and the slow, steady rebuilding of myself. Months later, I saw her again by accident. She was at a grocery store, standing in line with a man I didn't recognize. She laughed. An easy, carefree sound. For a moment, I almost didn't recognize her. She looked happy. Or maybe she was just pretending like she used to with me. When she noticed me, her smile faltered. Hey, she said softly. Hey. Awkward silence. Then she said, You look good. So do you. We stood there, two strangers bound by memories that had long since turned to dust. As I walked out of the store, the sun hit my face, and I felt something I hadn't felt in months, relief. She could dance in clubs, chase her exes, or pretend she was finding herself again. That chapter of my life was over. And as the door closed behind me, I realized the cruel, simple truth. She didn't destroy me. She just revealed who she really was. And sometimes that's the only closure you ever get.